Today we're going to be looking at how to get some animations for your model from Mixamo. Let's get started. So the first thing you're going to need to do is log into Mixamo with either your Google account or whatever. And then we're going to need to download a character. So let's just get something super easy for now. It doesn't really matter which one you use for reference. So we're just going to leave everything as default here, hit download. Now we're going to drag our XSpot into our folder and just leave everything as is, leave the skeleton empty. It'll create a new one. Cool. Now this is going to get a little messy, so let's create a new folder to put all the mess in called Mixamo. And we're just going to copy or remove these. There. Just going to delete them because it's easier just to re-import them than it is to move things in Unreal. So if we open the skeletal mesh, we see that looks fine. Everything looks good. Next thing we want to do is go ahead and get an animation. Let's get something that we can really see. We'll get dancing, so just go ahead and download this. Although, hold on, before we download it, it's worth mentioning that we can tweak the animation with whatever presets it might have right here. Anyways, we're going to download it without the skin at 60 FPS. We're gonna drag this into the same folder and just hit import all. Now if we double click on our animation, we can see it is in as we expect. So we can go ahead and close that. We're gonna right click and we are going to go to animation, retargeting, and IK rig. We're gonna call this XSpot IK rig. Now that we are inside our IK rig, under our preview skeletal mesh, we're going to want to find our XSpot. And what we're going to do here is go to the hips and right click and set retarget root. Then we're going to go from spine to spine 2 and shift click and hit add new chain, add chain. We're going to go from right shoulder to right hand and hit add new chain, add chain. And we are going to ignore the hands for now. I will tell you why later. We're going to go to left shoulder, down to left hand, add chain. Right leg, all the way down to right foot. And left leg to left toe end. Now we can go ahead and save our IK rig and close it for the moment. We are going to want to go ahead and right click, go to animation, retargeting, and IK retargeter. We're going to call this Manny to, or we're going to call this XSpot to Manny IK retarget. Now in our source, we're going to put XSpot, and in our target, we're going to put IK mannequin. Now what this is doing is taking the inverse kinetic rig we just set up for the X-Bot and transferring everything over to fit the mannequin. So we have a bit of work to do here. The first thing we're going to do is come over here to edit pose mode. We're going to go to our target offset and move the X value quite a bit to get them side by side. Now, as you can see here, their poses are not the same, and that will cause issues. So we need to adjust Manny here to have the same pose as our X-Bot as best as we can. And the reason I didn't do the hand bones is that's a lot of readjusting for this video. It would be, 40 minutes of me messing with the hands probably to make it absolutely perfect. So we are just breaking it down how to do the process. You can fine tune it to perfection, on your own. So these bones are what we need to grab and adjust, but they can be kind of a pain to click on. So what I suggest doing is going to bones and all hierarchy, and we can see when we kind of have the right one, and we don't want that. We want the upper right. And if you want, you can just leave it on selected only, and we're just going to be selecting which bone we are adjusting right here. So what we're going to do is just rotate, if I can stay clicked on it, rotate it up here, then we'll take the lower arm and rotate it back. And like I said, we're not going to worry about the hands right now. You can see all the fingers need to come up and the rest needs adjustment. And we'll do this other arm as well. Okay, that looks better besides the hands, so we'll leave it that part there for now. Alright, now that we have the stance good enough, we can go over to our asset browser and actually just double click our dancing, and we can see there's some issues. So let's go ahead and fix some things. If we actually just hit pause, we can go back to chain mapping. And if we're looking at our target here, we want to make sure the spine is attached to the head. Left clavicle, that is the left shoulder. Let's turn that to off. We'll deal with the hands here in a second. Right clavicle, none. There we go. Upper half's looking better. Also, let's check one thing inside our X-Bot IK rig. Make sure our spine goes all the way to head top end here. That should help. And that looks a little better. Okay, right here we're having issues. That's the right leg twist. Right here. Disable that. There we go. Okay, let's try this again. Much better. Okay, now for the hands, we're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna take this, anything with the fingers, and just set them to none. Now, if you adjusted your fingers, hopefully they are looking as they are supposed to. A little overzealous there. There we go. Alright, now that's looking much better. Now we can save this and close these out. And we can go over to our dancing animation and hit retarget animation assets, duplicate and retarget. We can just select our X dot, IK retargeter, and select retarget. And now we have an animation that works. And how we can use this is by going to our third-person blueprints. So you can use the blended version by setting it up like this. And if you haven't seen that video, check it out. I will leave a link in the description to how to blend an asset seamlessly. But you can also set it up by just using a key press event. So if you hit 1 and look for keyboard events, keyboard event 1, you'll get this node. And you can just drag that into a play animation node, which is right here. Then in that play animation node, look for the animation you just created. So we're going to do this wave hip hop one. There we go. Well, I think that brings us to the end of the video, guys. If you were able to replicate it, follow along, and get Mixamo animations working in your project, hopefully I've earned a like, comment, or subscription from you today. Alternatively, we do have a Patreon, if that's more your style. Either way, I appreciate you guys just for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video.